Good morning. My name is Peter Simpson. During the past few weeks when we've been on lockdown, a few of our volunteers, because they've got garages and small workshops, have been able to take tools and refurbish them at home. And that's been extremely useful, beating regulations and still keeping the tools going. And we produce hundreds of tools and then now being shipped over to Africa by TWAM. And each person who's offered that service has got their individual skills and desire to serve others, which is how it's projected in scripture, which is good. Interesting, when I look at my own tools and I think about this whole point of serving, I find that I tend to use just one tool. I usually, for my range of chisels, for example, I've tended to go for the second size up, and I use it for almost every job. The problem is that actually it's not good enough for every job because of its size and its shape. It does most jobs well, but it's too big for some jobs and it's too small for others. And the great ability of having a set of tools is that within a set, you find that you have just the tool you need. It's almost true of us that sometimes we find ourselves on the edge of a ministry and we can't be used, we're not seen because we don't have quite those right skills, and we can be missed. I picked up the other day from a set of chisels what's called a gouger, and it's used for wood turning, and it's used also for shaping and forming. And a lot of people who deal with woodwork have got one, but quite a few haven't. And this is one of the most valuable tools because, again, it can shape, can be used for forming and moulding and restoring woods. And it's a great opportunity, of course, is for furniture making, which opens a whole new area of expertise. And that's often true of ourselves, that some people with special skills just don't quite fit in to the mould of everybody else. So they're left on one side. They form a essential and a wonderful new ministry, perhaps, or opportunity to be used. I usually find that the chisels that pass to us are like this one here. I don't know how well you can see this, but the edge is gone. The whole chisel is rusty. And I would assume that probably this has found a nail at some time or been used as a screwdriver. But this poor chisel would normally be discarded, thrown away. But we can restore this, we can refurbish this, and we can make it as good as the other chisels. So it has a value, but needs someone who cares for it to actually spend the time to try to work it, sharpen it, and restore it. In Isaiah 58, the prophet Isaiah speaks about how God is challenging the people about having compassionate action. And these are the words of scripture. I have chosen to loose the chains of injustice and untie the cords of the yoke, to set the oppressed free and break every yoke. Is it not to share your food with the hungry and to provide the poor wanderer with shelter? And when you see the naked, to clothe him, and not to turn away from your own flesh and blood. And that was the challenge of Isaiah to the people. Perhaps now is a time also to be challenged. And in our care and in our compassion, that we can actually take small steps to make large changes. Just a few thoughts of how we might do that, because often it is those small steps. For example, offering a tool which can make up a set, which can make up a toolbox, which can make up a new livelihood for someone in Africa. Donating food which will complete a hamper and feed a family. Making contact with a lonely person or forgotten person. Restoring hope into their lives. Praying for those who are going through hard times. Serving and reaching out to others is not only the right thing to do, it's also the best way to bring God's blessing to our community and nation. may God give us all courage and compassion to be people of action. Thank you.